Hello fans and friends across the universe, welcome to my YouTube channel From Me to You. My name's Keir Smith. For today's video I'm going to be talking about an album that I love very much, an album by rock's finest supergroup. Today I'm going to be talking about why I love Traveling Wilburys Volume 1. It was a happy accident the way that the Traveling Wilburys got together. George Harrison was having dinner with Lynne and Roy Orbison, and he was talking about going to the studio the following day to make a new song for a B-side for the This Is Love single from Cloud9. And George mentioned that he was going to ring Bob Dylan to see if he could use his studio, and he also mentioned the fact that he had to go and visit Tom Petty to pick up a guitar that he'd lent him. And so George rang Bob, who was notoriously difficult to get hold of, but Bob answered first time and said, "Great, yep, come down to the studio." And that was it. All 5 members were under one roof and they all got to work on George's song, but he didn't have a title for it. But that didn't prove to be too much of a problem, as the title was plucked from a box over in the corner of the studio which said, "Handle with care." And George carried the song around with him for a while thinking, this is much too good to be a B-side. And it was, and the 5 guys quickly agreed to make an album. Bob Dylan was due to go on tour very shortly, but the rest of the guys were free and they had around about 10 days to get an album together, so the idea was do a song a day. And I'm so glad they did. I love this album, and I think I first bought it when I was around 18 or 19. I first had it on tape cassette, which I don't have anymore regrettably. There's such a joy to this album. It's off the cuff fun, 5 legends under one roof, throwing ideas up in the air and making some really good songs. And all 5 members gave themselves pseudonyms for this project. Lucky Wilbury was Bob Dylan, Otis Wilbury was Lynne, Nelson Wilbury was George Harrison, Charlie T. Wilbury was Tom Petty, and Lefty Wilbury was Roy Orbison. And we mustn't forget Buster Sidebury, who was Jim Keltner, everybody's favourite session drummer. There's 10 tracks on Traveling Wilburys Volume 1, all killer, no filler, as they say. And I often think to myself, how many times have I played this album? And with this one, I think it might be 100, maybe more. And the album opens in style with the lead-off single, Handle With Care. And this is such a brilliantly crafted song. The verses flow in a very easy way onto Roy Orbison's excellent bridge where he sings, "I'm so tired of being lonely." And then Bob and Jeff come in with the "everybody's got somebody to lean on" part, and you're immediately struck by how well these harmonies work. The lyrics are very good. "I've been uptight and made a mess, but I'll clean it up myself, I guess. Oh, the sweet smell of success. Handle me with care." It's got that jangly guitar sound. The slide guitar solo is impeccable. You've got the harmonica coming in. It's a really good song and a great way to open the album. On to the next song, Dirty World. And is this Bob Dylan really trying to do a Prince song? There's something very funny about Bob Dylan singing lines like, "He loves your sexy body. He loves your dirty mind." Dirty Mind being the name of a Prince album, of course. I love those opening chords. And after that, it's got this shuffling, bouncy rhythm. The harmonies are fantastic throughout. The saxophone is tastefully used. And George, who we know was a big racing car fan, had some racing car magazines lying around, and the band playfully plucked phrases from the magazines for the end part. And each band member steps up and sings a line. He loves your fuel injection. He loves your 5-speed gearbox. He loves your service charge. It's great fun. It's a great track and possibly my favourite on the album. Up next is Rattled, and Lynne certainly rattles his way through this up-tempo 50s rockabilly style number. And it has this primal rock and roll sound to it. I mean, the drum sound was taken by banging the drumsticks on the shelves on the fridge. I really like the way that the harmonies rise into the chorus. It's good time rock and roll. I love it. Up next, Tom Petty takes lead vocal on the excellent Last Night. And again, this is up-tempo, really nice acoustic guitars and a really good bouncing bass line. It's another easy on the ear melody, a really likeable and singable chorus, great harmonies again, another winner. Up next is Not Alone Anymore, and this is fantastic. Lynne had always wanted to write a song for Roy Orbison. Jeff had long admired Roy's voice, and it's easy to see and hear why. Roy has that pure tenor voice with that trembling quality. And Roy delivers a stunning vocal, especially on the soaring chorus. Those shalala harmonies are irresistible, and I really like the way that the drums accent Roy's singing when he sings It Hurt Like Never Before. I love the descending guitar lines, and this is a powerful pop ballad, perfectly crafted, perfectly executed, and a real highlight for the album. Up next is the sarcastic Congratulations with Bob Dylan on lead vocal again. Congratulations for breaking my heart. I really like the warm, hushed harmonies here and that twinkling, descending synth melody. Some excellent slide guitar playing too, but this is a good song, nothing more. Our George is back on lead vocals next for Heading for the Light, and this is another excellent track. I really love the jangly guitar sound and the galloping rhythm, and it's a nice change of pace after Congratulations. And this is definitely another of George's God songs, but I really like the way that the lyrics take you through this journey from the struggle through the night into the light. I love the way that the harmonies build on this song, and Jeff Lynne's middle eight is superb, and I really like the blaring saxophone at the end of the song. It's another up-tempo, feel-good song, and an excellent song at that. Up next is the sprightly Margarita, and it has these moody harmonies around Bob Dylan singing about getting into a fight. But the acoustic guitars are great, the slide guitar playing is superb throughout. You get some nonsensical lyrics thrown in the middle, and then Tom Petty with a great lyric at the end. She wrote a long letter on a short piece of paper. There's some nice saxophone parts, but this is a song that's thrown together in many ways. It's a lot of little sections all pieced together, but it works and very enjoyable. Up next is the brilliant, the magnificent Tweeter and the Monkey Man. Bob Dylan and Tom Petty were talking about all of this Americana stuff, but out of it came this brilliant story song. Tweeter and the Monkey Man were up to no good. They were up all night selling cocaine and hash. And the story of this song is set in Jersey, which is the hometown of Bruce Springsteen. And I mention that because in the lyrics, Bob Dylan references lots of Bruce Springsteen songs, like Thunder Road, Mansion on the Hill, State Trooper, and Stolen Car. But I love the atmosphere and the production on this song, especially on the chorus. And the walls came down all the way to hell, and you hear that crashing sound and that trickling synth melody and that rustic guitar lick. Superb. The story and the song flow wonderfully well. I love Bob's vocal, and I think it's the best song on the album. And the album finishes with the aptly titled End of the Line, and this is a warm, uplifting, country-styled song with a really cool riff. I really like that lyric, it's alright, even if you're old and grey, it's alright, you've still got something to say. Sung with a smile by these ageing rock stars. It's a great melody, I love the easy sing-along chorus, a warm message, super song. And that's Traveling Wilburys Volume 1. I find it hard to pick fault with this album. I think it's fantastic. 5 tremendous artists. I mean, we're really talking about some of the very best. George Harrison, Bob Dylan, Jeff Lynne, Tom Petty, Roy Orbison. I mean, that's some lineup. And they all work famously together. There's no ego in this band. There's just love, respect, and admiration. And that really shines through on every performance in every song. All 10 songs are wonderfully crafted, of course, but you've got the 5 vocalists, and it's very pleasing the way that each voice comes in to do its bit on this album. And I think it's that quality that makes me return to this album time and time again. I think it's a brilliant album, and that's why I love Traveling Wilburys, Volume 1. But what do you think to Traveling Wilburys Volume 1? What's your favourite song on the album? I'm going to stick my neck out and go with Tweeter and the Monkey Man, just ahead of Dirty World and Handle with Care and Not Alone Anymore. They're all good. but please leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Please give the video the thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the channel. There'll be lots more to come. Thanks as always for watching. See you next time.